Hi there, this is Haven Vilmano, and I'm going to do a quick demo or kind of introduction to a education tool that I found online. It's called GoConqr, Conquer spelled QR, not the full spelling of the word. We are here right now, www.goconqr.com. We have English and US here as part of the URL, but you can get here just by typing in GoConqr, and I guess it automatically reads from my web history or something. It knows where to send me. So GoConqr, something that I think is really unique about this platform is that it's a social network, but it's a social network that is kind of built on this idea of community learning, which is really cool. So GoConqr is free to join, like a lot of the other platforms that I've looked at and that maybe you've noticed. There are options to upgrade, and there are certain kinds of features you can get if you pay a certain amount per month. With GoConqr, that's also the case. You can get some additional perks to your membership if you pay a little bit of money. But from what I was looking at, for most people, I think the free version would do just fine. So it is a social network, and I'll show you a little bit what I mean. So I already have an account. It's very simple to sign up. So we'll just go ahead and sign in here. And I'll show you what I'm excited about. So this is what your dashboard looks like on the back end. There's kind of a lot going on. Part of that, I think, is if you do upgrade, you won't see things like these ads. This is advertising the upgrade to you, so that won't be there. So maybe if you pay to upgrade, this back end will look a little bit cleaner. But I'm not on Facebook, but from what I remember about Facebook, this looks pretty similar. So maybe this will be something that you're kind of used to looking at. So here on the side is kind of your menu, the main place that you would operate out of. And when you sign up, it asks you to talk about what you're interested in, what you want to study as a user, or if you're an educator, what are your areas of expertise. And they use that information to group content together so that people can have easy access to certain subjects. But you can also search subjects over here. They boast on their website about, I think it's 9.6 million resources in their library currently. So you could just be like, I need something in civics here, and it pulls up this library for you of sources that other users have made, which is great. And you have options depending on the settings. So these little symbols here mean like flashcards or notes, or this is a mind map. And again, this is content that other users have created. But with GoConqr, you can also author your own content, and you can organize that content into subjects. You can organize topics into subjects, and then you can take those subjects and organize them into courses. So you could author an entire course here, either to guide your own learning or to share with anyone who was also interested in the topics that you would be covering. I think it's a great online resource that can kind of help you practice what it might be like to lesson plan if you're not super well versed in that, or even if you are, it's just another way to stay loose with lesson planning. And you have the opportunity again here, because it's a social network, to try it out with a larger group of people who you may not have the ability to test it on your lesson plans on, just in the classroom. So let's look at subjects here. I've clicked on subjects. So here in subjects, you see some of the subjects I've already chosen. Now, I have not gone through and added resources to my subjects. Let's just click on ESL and I'll show you what I mean. I created this topic present tense, and I intend to go through and either create content or mine other content created by users of GoConqr to kind of place under this this heading, I guess, of present tense verb conjugations. So I can come down here and click any one of these icons to create content that would go in this present tense topic for my subject of ESL. I could add a topic as well, so I could say past tense. That's really broad, but again, that would give me these topics to work with, and I could either add stuff that I've searched for into these buckets, or I can create content. Then let's go down here to courses. So in courses, I have not created a course yet, but basically what you would do is you would create a series of subjects, and then you would use the courses tool in order to organize the learning in a specific sequence that would make sense. So again, this is kind of like your lesson planning tool that you would put things together here that would guide folks through your information. You have these options here to view courses. Your courses that you've created would be here. If you enroll in another user's course, it's here. And if a course has been assigned to you, like let's say, if you're working with a group of students, if you're tutoring a group of students, you could assign this course to them as long as they sign up for GoConqr with a free account, and they would be able to access the course that you assigned them through this tool right here. Like most social networks, there are groups and there's private messaging. So I'll give you a brief look at what the groups look like. Now, since I have only recently discovered this tool, I don't belong to any groups yet. I can create a new group, which is pretty easy. I think here, if I look at, interesting. So there is a way to join groups that you did not create. And I forget how I found that. I think I browsed. Somehow I browsed. Oh, discover groups. Here we go. Here we go. We're all learning. So these are some examples of what groups would look like. There are a lot of members. So again, you kind of have the opportunity for a pretty wide audience if you want to use this tool. Now these groups, again, you do have to request to join them. They're set as public, so they are discoverable through this page. If you had a private group, say you just created one just for the students that you tutor, and you didn't want other people to be able to search and find that group, then you would set it as private and that would not show up here. But here you see there are several different kinds of groups just on this front page with varying levels of membership. So you could, potentially get smaller one-to-one information and interaction, or you could be part of a group that has, 32,000 members. So that's what that looks like. Up here at the top, we have oops, that's not what I want. You have your profile, so this would be what other folks see when they come to your page. I don't have any friends, but if any of you make a GoConqr, please add me. I think I'm going to be using this going forward, which is really great. I have no one to study with, sad, but as I add friends on this platform, create groups, this will look a little bit more filled out here right now. Pretty sad. The calendar feature I think is pretty great. I'm a sucker for a calendar or a planner of any kind, and the fact that they have their own built into this platform I think is really great. So you can use this tool to schedule time between people in a group, or if you're moderating a course that you have students working through, you can kind of put events here and share that. You can export it to iCal, which is great if you have an Apple device. It goes right to that, which is fantastic. And then there is a private messaging tool like a lot of social networks have. Again, I don't have any friends, so it's difficult to send a message to someone who I'm not friends with. But basically, you have the ability to attach resources to messages and send them to any recipient that you know. Any alerts that I would have would be here. And that's pretty much the basics. I could definitely go more in depth. There's a lot to discover and play with through GoConqr, but we're already at almost 10 minutes, and this is supposed to be 3 minutes long, so I'm not going to do that. I do recommend this, though, especially if you are an educator who, if you tutor or if you do any type of freelancing, a lot of the resources that I look for kind of fall within that vein of things, because I know, at least in the area that I live, there are a lot of people who are educated as educators, or a lot of people who have some expertise that they want to share, but they don't necessarily belong to an educational institution. And I think that that can be really important. So I think GoConqr is a great free way to connect folks with similar interests. You'll have to excuse my baby in the background here. But it's a great way to connect folks with similar interests, and allow people to kind of share and disseminate information, practice lesson planning, and even organize their own learning if they are not on the educator side but are on the learner side of things as well. So that's GoConqr, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you.